Hello everyone. This is completely unexpected and unprepared for, but I went to bed. With the news that Dog the Bounty Hunter has joined the search for Sebastian Rogers. I wake up about 5 hours later and all hell has broken loose. And there are posts about illegal torture methods and ways to make people talk. The other day, when I made the comment that many people are making that this case has become a circus, well, that's not the half of it. This has reached a level I have never seen in a missing persons case. I am absolutely speechless. So I couldn't go back to sleep. It's currently just gone 5 a.m. here in Northern England. So I'm going to get this out and then at least I can have a nap. And then maybe I'll come back later with some more thoughts. But for now, I'm just going to get out what I want to say because this is appalling. Absolutely, utterly appalling. And I realise that about 5 gazillion people have gone live about this already. I've seen some of the live streams. Some of the live streams are still going on. So probably not going to get very many people in this chat, but people can, catch this when they catch this. Thank you, Purple AJ. You're so kind. I can't see who got them because I'm still on one screen and still StreamYard isn't telling me who gets gifted memberships. But thank you so much, Purple AJ. You are incredible. Incredible. No. He's not. He's not going to break this case. But it gets worse than Dog the Bounty Hunter. It gets worse. I mean, the last time I heard of Dog the Bounty Hunter doing anything in that had any interest to me was the Gary Petito case, the Brian Laundrie, the search for Brian Laundrie. And Dog was there looking for Brian Laundrie and went down a path that wasn't true. But I'd kind of forgotten about Dog the Bounty Hunter, but he's back. So I'm going to play you this short news clip. This is the last thing I listened to before I went to bed. And this is just 2.5 minutes. And then I'll show you what I got to when I woke up. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you for the $4.99. It's very kind of you. All right, so let's play this.
Well, celebrity bounty hunter is now joining the search for missing teen Sebastian Rogers and is also raising the reward money. Several agencies, including the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, leading searches for the teen before eventually scaling back. Well, Duane Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, tells News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry his team will get answers.
In the last 6 months, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, along with several other agencies, searched for a little over a week before officials said they were scaling back to focus efforts on the investigative side. Following the search for Riley Strain, search groups like the United Cajun Navy have helped look.
The outpouring was just so strong for us to stay and look for Sebastian. We said, you know what, since we're here, let's do it.
But that team withdrew from search efforts with no sign of Sebastian. Bullhorn Betty, a true crime social media influencer, also joined in on the search efforts, supporting Sebastian's biological father, Seth Rogers.
Our opinions are that a few people have more information than what they're saying.
Since Sebastian first went missing, his father, Seth, has not given up on searching for his son.
The search that we're doing today is a recovery effort, and I'm praying that we don't find him.
Now, celebrity bounty hunter Duane Chapman, known as Dog, has stepped in to help Seth.
This is one of the most horrendous cases of missing children that we've ever worked on.
Law enforcement has not said anything criminal happened to Sebastian, but Dog says he wants to find anyone responsible for Sebastian's disappearance.
The bottom line is, if you hurt a child like this, you've got a problem. So that is the main motivation for me to be hunting who did this.
Dog and his team created a new missing persons flyer for Sebastian Rogers. In it, they explain how they're working independently from law enforcement, reevaluating the information collected and following up on new leads. They also say they've added $50,000 more to the reward, making a total of $100,000.
You know, because that is a lot of money. I don't care if you're rich, you know, that's a lot of money.
Dog tells me he believes that by working with Seth, following up on leads, and an increase in the reward money, they will find the answers they've been looking for.
You can run, but you can't hide who did it. We're going to find out.
In Nashville, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
All right, so that was Dog the Bounty Hunter a few hours ago. So they're going to find out. You can run, but you can't hide. They're going to find you, and they're going to make you talk. All right, they're going to make you talk. Well, get this. This is allegedly from Tony Mathis. You know, TikTok Tony. TikTok Tony. Well, if this isn't the real TikTok Tony, if this isn't the real Tony Mathis, then surely the real Tony Mathis is going to speak up, hopefully very soon, and denounce this and say, this is a cruel hoax. This is not me. I didn't say this. I didn't instigate this. Somebody in Dog the Bounty Hunters Facebook group has stolen my identity and has said this as a cruel joke. All right. But this is currently, allegedly, from Tony Mathis. Press release from Dog's group. So he wants everyone to know. At night has been retained by a private individual or entity to provide services to Seth Rogers, the father of Sebastian Rogers, to assist in the search for Sebastian and facilitate the arrest and prosecution of the individuals responsible for his disappearance. So at this point, you think, all right, okay, all right. You know, Dog the Bounty Hunter's on the case. It's going to increase the publicity. They've increased the reward money. Okay, all right. I can go with this for now. So we've got this new group, At Night, who has been retained by a private individual on behalf of Seth. So who's that private individual? Is it Tony? Okay, I don't know, but let's read on. This collaboration is contingent on Seth Rogers' full and continued cooperation, which he has already demonstrated. Okay, so who's At Night and what do they do? Well, At Night will act independently from law enforcement, applying its own rigorous protocols and treating all persons of interest with equal scrutiny. All right, so working independently of law enforcement. So presumably they're going to develop their own suspect list. I don't know. Information will be shared with federal law enforcement officials in real time, ensuring a cohesive and transparent flow of actionable intelligence throughout the investigation. So they're going to share the information that they get with the feds. So although they're working independently from law enforcement, they're going to share everything with the feds. Well, I'm sure the feds are going to be very interested to hear about At Night's rigorous protocols. What are those rigorous protocols? Well, it's this. At Night's commitment to the case involves deploying an array of advanced investigative techniques and methodologies. Would waterboarding be one? Would torture be one? Let's put someone in a medieval dungeon and put them on the rack. No. This includes conducting various tests, such as what? I don't even know what that word means. And the strategic use of psychoactive compounds, ethanol, which is alcohol. Scopolamine, which I think is a truth drug. That word, which I can't even say, but benzolate is a benzo. So, okay. Midazolam, which is a sedative. Flunitrazepam, which will also be another sedative, like tranquilizer. So anything that ends in pam or lam is a tranquilizer. Sodium thiopental, which I think is a benzo, I think. I haven't checked all these out. And amobarbital, which I think is a benzo. Because pentobarbital is what they use in the lethal injection, and what they use to put dogs down, animals down, like to put them to sleep. So that sounds like another benzo in the pentobarbital family, among others. These substances employed in controlled settings are part of at-night's approach to extract critical information from subjects who may be otherwise unwilling or unable to cooperate. Truth serum, yeah. So I'm sure the feds will be very interested in this group's activities. If this is all true, right, we've got to just put a big caveat on this, because even though this says it's come from Tony Mathis, hopefully Tony Mathis, if this isn't really him, is going to come and tell us that this isn't true. But this is here on Dog the Bounty Hunter's Facebook group. At night, in concert with Dog and Nick, so Nick the Hat, is augmenting the existing 50,000 FBI reward with an additional 50,000, bringing the total bounty for critical information to $100,000. So at the face of it, you think, great, fantastic. You know, Nick the Hat put on his Facebook group, not on his Twitter, a couple of days ago, that he was going to offer an additional 25,000. So presumably, to make it up to 100, maybe Dog's group is putting 25 in. So you think, all right, great, we've now got $100,000 reward. Fantastic. But at what cost? This enhanced reward is designed to encourage the public to come forward with any information that could lead directly to Sebastian's recovery and the conviction of individuals involved in his disappearance. At Night, renowned among the elite for their discretion and effectiveness, has been retained to assist the family and is now stepping in to the spotlight to aid the search for Sebastian. And then it's cut off. So I'm not a member of Dog's group. The person who posted this is a private investigator, SF Investigates, Steve Fisher. It was posted by the attorney affiliated with the At Night Media Group on his Twitter. Not sure why they would involve themselves in such behaviour. Well, I don't know who that attorney is, but can someone give me a simple update? Yeah, this is what I'm doing, Trina. This is the simple update. This is the simple update. Absolutely. Enough money can generate all kinds of evidence. Yeah. Because, of course, as we know, as sensible human beings, any quote-unquote confession extracted by means of torture or by things of truth drugs or under the influence of alcohol or other substances is not admissible in court. So any confession from anybody would not be deemed to be truthful. And let's say, for example, let's just put the scenario on the table that Sebastian was hurt by someone, that Sebastian was abducted and murdered by someone, and that someone could be caught by Dog's group and interrogated by the At Night group. Well, that person quite likely would end up walking. Because imagine what their defense attorney would say, that their confession was extracted through illegal means. So, yeah, I'm sure the feds would be very interested in this. I'm sure they would be very, very interested in what's going on here. SF Investigates says this: state and federal law enforcement are now aware of this. However, I still encourage everyone to report this. It's something they find to be reckless and dangerous. And that was a response to himself, who said this in response to what was written by Tony Mathis, allegedly, in Dog the Bounty Hunters group. So Steve says, this might be the most terrifying post I've ever seen on Twitter. And unsurprisingly, it involves the actions of Seth Rogers and Tony Mathis. Posted in Dog the Bounty Hunters group, this disturbing message describes a plan to drug individuals in order to extract critical information from subjects and may be otherwise unwilling or unable to cooperate. Shockingly, they refer to the use of Rohypnol, which is the date rape drug, as an advanced investigative technique. They plan to drug suspects in the Sebastian Rogers case. This plan includes administering dangerous psychoactive compounds like ethanol, scopolamine, that word, midazolam, fluorintrazepam, which is Rohypnol, the date rape drug. It's a powerful tranquilizer stroke sedative, sodium thiopental, and amobarbitol, among others. So again, those are going to be benzos. I want to identify the physician willing to prescribe these substances and who conducts the interrogation so they can be arrested. This reckless, illegal, and unethical behavior poses a direct threat to public safety. It absolutely does. Why does it? Because this group, if all this is true, has got substances. Surely they must have those substances to hand, which are very, very, dangerous drugs. They are controlled substances. They are administered in, in certain situations, maybe. But why would, just a private group, a private entity, such as At Night, never heard of them before, but why would they have access to all of these powerful drugs? And working independent of law enforcement, one has to assume that this group are going to develop their own suspect list. And how are they going to administer these drugs? Are they going to, I don't know, throw poison dart and trap them? Are they going to drug them with a drink? Are they going to kidnap them and then, hold them while they interrogate them? How is this actually going to work? How is it going to work? It is ridiculous. Yeah, it is ridiculous. Of course you would. You'd be subject to kidnapping charges. Unless someone surrendered themselves willingly to this advanced protocol. And if they did, agree to be interrogated, maybe to clear themselves, maybe, the idea here is that Seth undergoes this advanced, rigorous interrogation, and then they can magically clear him. It's too stupid to be true. You would have to hope so, Jacqueline. I very much hope that this was a hoax. This isn't a real Tony Mathis, and all will become clear, and Tony will come online and denounce it. And you know, it's a storm in a teacup. But while this is on the cards, while this is here on the table, then we have to take it at face value, just for now, until it can be, it can be deemed non-credible. It's more crap to sabotage Seth. Okay, all right. Well, it remains to be seen, and hopefully this will all come out in the wash, and hopefully I'll be able to come back later and say, yeah, this was a big hoax. This wasn't the real Tony Mathis. This was a ploy to discredit Seth. Hopefully we can do that. However, SF Investigates continues. Who are the victims of this operation? If anyone has been affected by this company, please reach out to me immediately. I will connect you with federal law enforcement agents who can take swift action. I've already contacted a TBI agent I work closely with, and the DEA will be next on my list because this is their jurisdiction. Midazolam is an extremely potent sedative, a benzo. Fluritrazepam is Rohypnol, infamously known as the date rape drug. Sodium thiopental is a general anesthetic. It's a benzo. It's a powerful benzo. And amobarbitol is a barbiturate. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's in the same class as pentobarbital. Like strong barbiturates. Like administering those kind of drugs under uncontrolled settings outside of an operating room or somewhere like that could potentially kill someone. I understand you can't trace authors on TikTok. Is that true? No, it's not true, but you'd have to have access to the metadata. So a general user can't track the author, but the authorities would be able to, because the metadata is all there, all stored. You can access the metadata on a TikTok post, and you can get the time, you can get the location of when it was posted. But let's continue. These are highly dangerous substances, and it's mind-boggling to think this idea came from Seth and Tony's think tank. Now, this is all alleged. Again, Tony and Seth could come online and clear this up. I'm beginning to believe, now I'm not here. I'm not here yet. This is SF Investigates words. I'm not here. I'm beginning to believe that Seth may have killed Sebastian. I have always believed this was a runaway situation, but with this behaviour, I think there is a high probability Seth is a murderer and Tony thinks he's some sort of fixer, probably because Tony has the same type of hidden background. Both Seth and Tony appear to be dangerously unhinged, desperate to cover up their crimes. Look, I'm not there. This is FS Investigates words. FS Investigates has said a lot about Sebastian's case. He's a licensed private investigator. He's never worked as a PI on Sebastian's case, but he's been following the case closely. But I'm not there. I don't believe that Seth murdered Sebastian. I'm not there. Unless Seth Investigates has got information that isn't in the public domain, but I'm not there yet with that particular theory. This revelation completely changes the landscape of this case. Only individuals capable of extreme cruelty and violence could devise such a plan. The press needs to step in and start asking hard questions. That's true. Because everything about this is not only illegal, but also blatantly unconstitutional. You think so, yeah? In the 1963 case, Townsend versus Zane, the Supreme Court ruled that confessions produced through the use of truth serums were unconstitutionally coerced, therefore inadmissible in court. Absolutely, without a doubt. Confessions must come from individuals of sound and reasonable mind, not from those drugged against their will. These criminals are neither investigators nor law enforcement. This needs to be reported immediately to the DEA, FBI, TBI, and Sumner County Sheriff's Office. We must stop this before more lives are harmed. And SF investigates says that he has now reported. State and federal law enforcement are now aware of this. However, I still encourage everyone to report this. It's something they find to be reckless and dangerous. Yep, Sebastian has been completely and totally forgotten. In all of this, there is a 15-year-old young man who is missing. And the case is just an absolute joke. Beyond a joke. Beyond a joke. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I totally agree. Totally agree. So, yeah, I guess it's down to the TBI, potentially the FBI, to take action. Crosses state lines, involves very dangerous substances. So I would imagine that the FBI are very interested in this, potentially. Let's just hope it's all a big hoax. Let's hope Dog the Bounty Hunter and Seth Rogers aren't in on this. Let's hope that Tony Mathis is behaving in a reckless and as a maverick, and that Seth and Dog the Bounty Hunter are not going to tarnish their reputations by agreeing with this kind of advanced, rigorous protocol to extract the quote-unquote truth out of persons of interest. You know, law enforcement say that there are no suspects in this case. Everything's still on the table, but there are no current suspects in this case. So if this is true, then this at night group and the think tank are putting together a suspect list of their own in order to extract their own confessions. And then, you know, who knows? But even if somebody was a suspect, even if they landed upon the right individual that hurt Sebastian, a confession by those means is not admissible in court. It's very, very, very illegal. So who is this at night group? How do they have access to drugs like this? Let's hope that it's all a big hoax and Tony and Seth can come online later today and clear all of this up. Let's just hope that that's what happens. It's just to scare people, is it? Well, yeah, maybe. But who's it aimed at? If it's meant to scare people, who's it aimed at? Is it aimed at Katie? Is this all a way to crack Katie and supposedly get her to confess? But confess to what? Because there's no evidence of a crime. According to law enforcement, although everything's still on the table, they can't rule out anything. No one's been cleared, but they have found absolutely no evidence that a crime has been committed. Law enforcement's theory is that Sebastian walked away of his own volition for whatever reason. So any think tank, any entity that has employed this at-night group is behaving in a way contrary to the Constitution of the United States, is behaving in a way that is terribly, terribly illegal. And if any confession came from such a protocol, and you would think, you know, this at-night group, I mean, have they done this kind of stuff before? You know, if they've got access to all of these powerful benzos and tranquilizers and barbiturates, and how have they got them? How do they use them? How have they used them in the past? And I've no other words. Let's just hope that this is a hoax, this is cleared up, and we can all go on with the case that, yes, he's a circus. Yes, Dog the Bounty Hunter has been on the news saying that he's involved. Dog the Bounty Hunter's posted on his own social media to say that he is involved. So the circus is going to continue, whether or not this at-night group is really employed now by Seth's team, whether that's the real Tony Mathis. You know, regardless of that, it's still going to be a circus, because Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to bring in a lot of people who love Dog and who want to support Dog, and who are going to start saying, oh, yeah, definitely, Dog's involved. Dog's going to find the criminals. Dog's going to do this. Dog's going to do that. Whatever. All right, Lisa, thank you for being a member for 21 months. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. They've only had this website since February 23rd, 2024. All seems very new. Who? At night? Or who? It's worse than Summer Wells. It's way worse than Summer Wells. Nothing like this happened in Summer Wells. I mean, yes, it was a circus, but it was all focused around, you know, Don Wells' drunken late night live stream appearances. You know, this didn't. In the Summer Wells case, there was no threats of using powerful drugs to extract confessions out of people. I mean, that's just next level. It's next level stuff. Tales of the 1950s CIA using LSD. They did. They absolutely did. That's the district, apparently, what they did. Where is Michelle? I'm right here. Why? Where am I? I'm right here. Right here. Oh, Dog isn't. Yeah, he has his own tip line. It's going to be a mess. I mean, who's the target? Who's the target? You know, if they're planning to scare people into confessing, who's that target? Yeah, it'd just be another night. Another night on the lash for Don and Candice. Oh, dear. Why did Dog jump just now? Well, because if you put money into a case, then all the cranks come out to play. That's the danger of putting a sizable reward on a case. That you get all the cranks coming out to play. Yeah. The TV show. The At Night website is a bit sketchy to me, as smoke layover and the paragraphs disappear. Very strange. Yeah, potentially. Potentially. Let's see if we can find them. Hold on. At night. It's gonna come up with all sorts of stuff. How did you find it? At Night Media. I've got atnight.com, discover great events, nightclubs and venues. I can't imagine it's that. How do we know which one it is? So that's artists. Private intelligence, is it that? Doesn't look like it. So I don't know. I'll just do at night. Share your nightlife experience. BBC 4 The Sky at Night. Where are we getting this website from? I don't know. Let's look up Dog the Bounty Hunter. See what he said. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, this is Dog the Bounty Hunter on Twitter. Beware of the dog. Oh dear. Sebastian Rogers, if you have any information, contact Dog the Bounty Hunter's official tech line. Or Nick the Hat directly by texting. Blah, blah, blah. Reward 100,000. Dog Nation, let's do our part to bring Sebastian home and lock those responsible up for the rest of time. The hunt is on. Let's go. When law enforcement say that there's absolutely zero evidence that a crime has been committed. So, at night offers 50k. All right, so according to Dog, this is Dog's page on Twitter. Law offices of Joseph Leziak. At night offers 50k reward for Sebastian Rogers case. Dog the Bounty Hunter joins hunt for immediate release. One World Corp, part of the At Night family, Philadelphia. This is scary. This is really scary. This is really scary. This is actually on Dog the Bounty Hunter's page. Look. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Go down here. Law offices of Joseph Leziak. Are you seeing this? At night offers 50k reward for Sebastian Rogers case. Dog the Bounty Hunter joins hunt for immediate release. September the 4th. Oh, you're not seeing it. I did say, are you seeing it? You weren't seeing it. I can't see what you're seeing because I've only one screen at the moment. You can see now, though, can't you? You can see now. So this is Dog the Bounty Hunter's page. Let's just follow the breadcrumbs. Right, Dog the Bounty Hunter, right here. That's the genuine Dog the Bounty Hunter. I'm actually following him. So this is pinned by Dog the Bounty Hunter. Sebastian Rogers, if you've got any information, this is the reward. 50k of that, of course, is the FBI. The hunt is on. All right, so we go down and we get this. Law Offices of Joseph Lesniak, whoever that person is. And then, so this is all via Dog the Bounty Hunter's page. At night offers 50k reward for Sebastian Rogers' case. Dog the Bounty Hunter joins hunt. For immediate release, September 4th, One World Corp, part of the At Night family. So it was that One World that I clicked on. Yeah, it's this. So that's the oneworldmedia.com, a multinational information technology company, global news syndicate, and private intelligence agency. Submit news and tips, news desk at night. Submit fugitive tips. License for network television. License for news purposes only. So how does this group, this private intelligence agency, have advanced, how are they able to conduct advanced protocols to get people to confess? And how do they have access to powerful benzos, tranquilizers, barbiturates of the same family that they use in the lethal injection, or they use to put an animal to sleep? How do they have access to very dangerous controlled substances? Again, we have to hope that the post that said all that on Dog's group is a hoax. But let's read this. So, in a strategic initiative to intensify the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, who has been missing since February 26 from Sumner County, the At Night Private Intelligence Agency has established a significant reward of 50k for information leading to the whereabouts of the missing teenager, in addition to the apprehension and arrest and prosecution of the individuals responsible. Furthermore, At Night is working in collaboration with the legendary Dog the Bounty Hunter and Nick the Hat to gather evidence, information, and material pertinent to the disappearance of Sebastian. At Night has been retained by a private individual or entity to provide services to Seth Rogers, the father of Sebastian Rogers, to assist in the search for Sebastian and facilitate the arrest and prosecution of the individuals responsible for his disappearance. This collaboration is contingent on Seth Rogers' full and continued cooperation, which he has already demonstrated. At Night will act independently from law enforcement, applying its own rigorous protocols and treating all persons of interest with equal scrutiny. Information will be shared with federal law enforcement officials in real time, ensuring a cohesive and transparent flow of actionable intelligence throughout the investigation. Well, that sounds very much like, at least it doesn't mention the powerful drugs, but it sounds word for word like some of that post that is credited to Tony Mathis. This all aligns pretty well with Tony Mathis, yeah. Again, you know, a hoaxer could have come along and taken these words and then added all of the dangerous stuff about the controlled substances to create this elaborate hoax. That's possible. Again, the real Tony Mathis could come and clear this up easily. Is it an AI generated site? I have no idea. No idea. That's not the end of the statement, is it not? Where's the rest of it then? Oh, there it is. Here we go. No way. No way. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So Dog Chapman, blah, blah, blah. At-Night's commitment to the case involves deploying an array of advanced investigative techniques and methodologies. This includes conducting various tests. Here we go, look. With the strategic use of psychoactive compounds. These substances employed in controlled settings are part of At-Night's approach to extract critical information from subjects who may be otherwise unwilling or unable to cooperate. So this has been genuinely shared by Dog the Bounty Hunter. This is on Dog the Bounty Hunter's profile on Twitter. So I'm starting to believe that this actually was Tony Mathis. At-Night is augmenting the existing 50k FBI reward with an additional 50k, bringing the total bounty for critical information to 100k. This enhanced reward is designed to encourage the public to come forward with any information that could lead directly to Sebastian's recovery and the conviction of individuals involved in his disappearance. At-Night, renowned amongst the elite for their discretion and effectiveness, has been retained to assist the family and is now stepping into the spotlight to aid the search for Sebastian, announced Joseph Lesiak, counsel for At-Night Intelligence Agency, Dog and Nick. So this dude is the attorney for At-Night, Dog and Nick. So this supposed attorney, Lesniak, is endorsing the use of illegal interrogation techniques. Their commitment is unwavering to leverage every tool, every contact, every piece of intelligence at their disposal to unravel this mystery. At-Night pledges to deploy the full spectrum of intelligence and operational capabilities in the quest for answers and closure for Sebastian's family. If you've got any information, contact Dog the Bounty Hunter's official tip line or Nick the Hat's tip line. At-Night Intelligence is actively supporting the search for Sebastian by deploying additional resources to locate him, working independently from state officials. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, who are they? At-Night Private Intelligence Agency, LLC, part of the One World conglomerate, is a premier provider of elite investigative and intelligence services, specializing in high-risk and sensitive operations. At-Night employs state-of-the-art technology and a global network of expert operatives to deliver precise, actionable results. Well, not legally, though. This is insane. Look, Tony Mathis believes he's on a movie set. Surely. It can't be legal, can it? It can't be legal. Men in Black, yeah. What is this? Tony Mathis thinks he's on a movie set. Unbelievable. Known for its discretion and commitment to... Who are these people working for? Who are they using these powerful drugs to extract confessions from? At-Night offers unparalleled support to law enforcement and private clients alike, ensuring all findings are seamlessly integrated with official investigations while maintaining the utmost confidentiality. The reward offered by At-Night through its parent company, At-Night Media LLC, a subsidiary of One World Corp, which is scary in itself. You know, is it some kind of like One World government? Is this the real Illuminati? I'm being facetious, but good Lord. will be paid only if the information provided directly leads to the location of the missing teenage boy, resulting in an arrest and successful prosecution. So you won't get the reward from at night if Sebastian wasn't murdered or abducted. If he just, walked away and had an accident and somebody found his body and there was no evidence of a crime, you probably wouldn't get the reward from at night, because they're only going to give you the reward money if it's from information provided that directly leads to the location of the missing teenage boy that results in an arrest and successful prosecution. Again, law enforcement says there's absolutely no evidence that a crime has been committed. Should the FBI also offer a reward, at night will coordinate with federal officials to ensure that its 50K reward is directed to the same recipient. Well, I don't think the feds, look, this sounds like they're aligning themselves with the FBI. This sounds like they're legitimizing themselves and their actions because they're working alongside the FBI, even though they say they're independent. They're saying, well, they're going to liaise with the FBI. They're going to send all of their information to the federal authorities, and they're going to, coordinate themselves with the FBI to, decide who gets the money. So it legitimizes this, these potentially illegal activities. However, at night reserves the right to issue its reward independently if the qualifying information is provided directly to us, irrespective of any actions taken by the FBI. This reward is exclusively offered by at night private intelligence agency, a private entity completely unaffiliated with the FBI or any other law enforcement agency. So, yeah, like to legitimize themselves by saying that we're going to report to the FBI all of our information, but we are working independently of them. And because they're working independently of law enforcement, then they can have their own suspect list, can't they? Because law enforcement doesn't have any suspects in this case because there's no evidence that a crime's actually been committed. But yeah, they can have their own suspect list and interrogate those people. This offer is legally enforceable across 50 states and is managed through our corporate counsel. Law offices of Joseph P. Lesniak. One World Corporation Communications. Official release. This is the official release. So that sounds very similar to what we've already heard. Use of psychoactive compounds, truth serums. So this is their official release. These substances employed in controlled settings, part of at night's approach to extract critical information from subjects who may be otherwise unwilling or unable to cooperate. So this is sounding more and more like that was the real Tony Mathis talking about powerful drugs. Oh, correction. Let's not jump too soon. Upon review, we identified an error in the earlier news release that mentioned this includes conducting various tests such as this and the strategic use of psychoactive compounds, including these things that we've read out. These substances employed in controlled settings are part of at night's approach to extract critical information from subjects, blah, blah, blah. All right. We clarify, should any test be conducted by our client, all materials related to these tests will be shared exclusively with law enforcement. I don't think law enforcement are going to agree to the use of drugs such as these. And if law enforcement are happy for them to extract a confession using powerful benzos, tranquilizers, truth serums, the date rape drug, barbiturates in the same family as what they use to put people down, to send people to the eternal sleep. If law enforcement are endorsing those kind of extraction methods, then maybe they should turn over their firearm and their badge because they don't understand the law. Our client will ensure all procedures are conducted in strict adherence to applicable laws and regulations. There are no applicable laws and regulations to use these drugs in extracting confessions. There's no legal way that those could be. Who's administering them? Where are they getting these drugs from? Do they have doctors who are willing to prescribe these kind of drugs? You know, the real law enforcement has struggles to get pentobarbital from drug companies, because drug companies don't like the negative publicity that the death penalty brings, because lots of people are against the death penalty. So they hike up the price of pentobarbital, and then people sit on death row waiting for drug companies to release enough pentobarbital to conduct an execution. That's why some states who are, have got people on death row are looking for other ways to dispatch these people. It's why Idaho has brought back the firing squad. If somebody's, ready for execution and they can't get enough pentobarbital, then they can use the firing squad. No, hypnosis isn't admissible in court. The drugs are illegal. They have to be prescribed under controlled conditions. They're powerful anesthetics. They're dangerous drugs. People don't just have them, in their bathroom cabinet where they keep their, the paracetamol, or I don't know what you call it, or Tylenol. You call it Tylenol. We call it paracetamol. Where you keep that, where you keep your cream to, rub on a sore. Yeah, you can't just go into a pharmacy and buy these things. These are powerful, powerful drugs that have to be prescribed and administered by a professional in very controlled settings. So how does this, one world government, the one world corp, at night, how do they have access to these? And no, this is crazy. This is crazy. So saying our client will ensure all procedures are conducted in strict adherence to applicable laws and regulations. I can't imagine a scenario that would be lawful. The decision on further actions will be determined solely by law enforcement authorities. What? What? Our role as a law firm is to ensure that our clients' activities comply with legal standards and all actions are legally sound, and to facilitate the sharing of results with law enforcement. Any results will not be disclosed to the public unless authorized by law enforcement. So that's the same thing. These are the replies. So you want to drug who? There are no suspects in this case, haven't there? You have been reported to the FBI, TBI, and law enforcement. Drugging people? Have you people lost your mind? Does this involve taking people against their will? I mean, these are all good questions. Remember the threat made towards Katie. This is sounding very similar to that threat. How is drugging someone legal? Exactly. This is insane. Absolutely insane. So again, this has all come from Dog the Bounty Hunter's site. These are all things that have been shared on his site. At night, offers 50k. That's what we've just read. So dogs reposting these things. So that was the news piece that I played at the beginning. Let's listen to this again.
Ever work.
Now, celebrity bounty hunter Duane Chapman, known as Dog, has stepped in to help Seth.
This is one of the most horrendous cases of missing children that we've ever worked on.
Law enforcement has not said anything criminal happened to Sebastian, but Dog says he wants to find anyone responsible for Sebastian's disappearance.
The bottom line is, if you hurt a child like this, you've got a problem. So that is the main motivation for me to be hunting who did this.
Dog and his team created a new missing persons flyer for Sebastian Rogers. In it, they explain how they're working independently from law enforcement, reevaluating the information collected and following up on new leads. They also say they've added $50,000 more to the reward, making a total of $100,000.
You know, because that is a lot of money.
Now, celebrity bounty hunter Duane Chapman, known as Dog, has stepped in to help Seth.
This is one of the most horrendous cases.
So, yeah. Let's go, Dog Nation. This dog is on the hunt. Got a big one coming up, and trust me, this ain't no small fry. More information to come tomorrow. This is from yesterday, presumably. This will be one for the books. If anyone causes one of these little ones, those who believe in me, to stumble, it would be better for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, if I was, you know, somebody connected to Sebastian's case, let's just say his mother, I would feel threatened by this kind of talk. This One World Media is a new site with no stories or resume, but it shares a name with a very legitimate UK media site and charitable trust for independent journalistic excellence. How convenient. Yeah, it was difficult to work out which at night it was. This has to be a joke. Maybe they're trying to prove how fast rumours can spread on social media. Who knows? Who knows? I guess if Dog the Bounty Hunter wants to discredit his own name by doing these kind of quote unquote jokes, then I don't know. Maybe it's just all publicity for him. Maybe they're making a TV show. Maybe Tony Mathis will finally get the movie that he wants to star in. Maybe, you know, he's finally going to get the notoriety that he craves. Maybe. This is all speculation at this point. Dog and Seth wouldn't do this. Well, it remains to be seen, doesn't it? Maybe somebody's doing it for that reason, to scare them. Maybe, well, but look, law enforcement say that there's no evidence of that a crime's been committed and there are no suspects in this case currently. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, exactly my thoughts. If this was any semblance of what Sebastian's life was like, I would have disappeared myself. Yeah, true. It's a hustle for the 50 grand. The FBI doesn't give away their money lightly. So if that's the thought process, then Seth can't claim it as a parent of a missing child. I don't think parents can claim it, but Tony Mathis, who knows? I did. Just read it earlier on in this live stream. Just rewind back. Yes, I did. I read that. Dick Talk Tony. He didn't. I mean, look, I followed it. You know, the videos are still up on my channel. I followed it. You know, when Dog went to that, you know, campsite that there was meant to be a sighting or something. I can't remember now, of Brian Laundrie. I was covering it all on this channel. But that's the last time I ever even, you know, thought of Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like, I don't follow his journey. I've never watched his TV shows or anything like that. I think I'm only following him because of Brian Laundrie. So let's wait and see. Like, for people who think that Seth wouldn't do this and that Tony wouldn't do this and that Dog the Bounty Hunter wouldn't do this, well, it remains to be seen. Is it a hoax? Possibly. But the way that it's been, you know, put out on Dog the Bounty Hunter's site, it does seem that Dog the Bounty Hunter's endorsing this group. So let's see. But I'm going to go now. And I will be back later if there's any further developments in this. I was going to do Sarah Boone. I was going to cover the Sarah Boone case today, but I might do that tomorrow. I think I'll do that tomorrow. And then let's see what happens with this later today. So I may well be back. If not, enjoy the rest of your day or the rest of your evening, depending on where you are in the world. It's very early in the morning for me. It's currently 6:13 a.m. So I'm going to go for a nap. I'm going to get another hour shut-eye before the dogs get up. So thank you all. Thanks to those that donated. I'm sorry if I missed any donations because I'm working just off one screen at the moment, because my son has brought in his laptop, so I've lent him my other laptop that I use as a second screen until he gets his fix. So I'm working off one screen, so it's difficult to follow the chat and present information, because when I'm presenting information, I can't see the chat when I've only got one screen. So I do apologise if I missed any donations, but all donations, of course, are very, very well appreciated. But the two most important things that anybody could do to help me out on this channel is, number one, like the video, like the stream on your way out. It tells YouTube that this is interesting content. And second, share the videos. You know, just click the share button and then you're able to share it on your social media. Again, it gets the news out about my channel, but also it tells YouTube that people are interested in the content. So it boosts the channel in the algorithm. So if you can't afford to donate, I know some people apologize to me saying they can't afford to donate or they can't afford to become a member. Don't worry about it. If you want to help the channel, those are the two things that you could do to help. All right, guys, that said, I may see you later. I may not, but enjoy. Have a good one. Bye, guys.